Hello and welcome to a new video series that I'm starting called the Nostalgia Fix. This is where I show off systems that I've modded and things that I've done, taking old systems and making them new. So without further ado, sit back and let's check it out. Now what I've done recently is I've done a Nintendo NES. I had my buddy Cliff, who has all the knowledge of soldering and all the skills. The only thing I have is the parts and where to get them. But I did purchase this clear shell and did quite a few things, bells and whistles, to this Nintendo NES with a composite out, a Nintendo drawer, which I'll show up in the video a little bit further along, and this clear shell, which is really nice. Still have a few more things I want to do to it. I've done a few other things internally, and I'll talk about it later in the video. But as you can see, it looks really nice. We'll take a closer look up at that in a second. And I still want to do a few more things. I think I want to make it somehow Zelda themed, and I haven't figured out how I'm going to do it yet. So if you have any ideas, let me know how to put some a little bit more Zelda touches into the clear shell, a little maybe Easter eggs and things like that. And I did pick up an 8-bit controller because it has a wireless hub that I've installed at the bottom of it right here, which I'll show a closer up of that in a second. Allows me to use any controllers on it, including the new Xbox controllers, PS5, 8-bit and so on, as long as it's Bluetooth. So without further ado, let's sit back and let's take a closer look at this thing.
Realized as I was making this video, I never took a picture of the original Nintendo shell, so here's a picture of the Nintendo Mini. Let me start off the video by talking about this clear, see-through RGR retro game, Restore Clear Shell. It looks so cool being able to see the motherboard through the clear shell. Everything about this shell is very nice. I really love looking at it on the shelf. With the NESRGB IGR switchless add-on, there's no more need to drill extra holes to your Nintendo NES console. Instead of drilling holes for the palette switch, you can now control it from your controller. You can also reset the console, which is very convenient for flash cartridges like the EverDrive. In my opinion, it is definitely worth installing in your Nintendo. The Nintendo Drawer is the best 72-pin connector upgrade for the original Nintendo Entertainment System. The Nintendo Drawer includes an interchangeable nameplate system with many additional styles available, or use the template to design your own. This 72-pin connector is awesome. Definitely a must-have if you're customizing a Nintendo NES. The NES hub is a Bluetooth receiver unlike any other. Powered by Blue Retro, the NES hub is able to connect to up to 4 controllers on your favorite console through the use of a single hub hidden away under the console. You can still use the original controller ports and use both at the same time. The NES hub connected to the bottom of an NES 0001, other models not supported. The NES hub can also enable expansion audio, a special mode that allows some Famicom games to use more audio channel for a better audio experience. There is also 3 additional ports on the hub for future projects, such as a Super Nintendo controller port. The NES hub is made with a completely custom injection molded expansion port connector, which snaps in perfectly to your console without the danger of slipping or damaging the expansion port. I love the ability to be able to use any Bluetooth controller on my Nintendo NES. Using this quick solder board QSB, you can quickly add a flat flex cable FFC port that makes installing video out via a Super Nintendo style multi-out extremely easy. There is a jumper on the NES RGB QSB that enables audio from the NES RGB. This should be bridged for audio on top loaders and front loaders. It should be left open if installing on a AV Famicom. Speaking of cables leads me to my next thing I want to talk about, which leads me to next product, these excellent Super NES YPBPR component cables. Now that I have the multi-out mod, it's time to use the best Super Nintendo component cables on the market. The colors are very vibrant and not washed out due to the high quality IPBPR component cables, HD Retrovision cables, or a must to own You will not be disappointed. Excellent component cables that are worth every penny. And yeah, last but not least, I realized that I forgot something as I was finishing. My Nintendo Entertainment System didn't have any rubber feet, so I went to Laser Bear and ordered some console feet. These are high quality replacements made from the same type of neoprene rubber the consoles originally used. Didn't break the bank on this purchase, and my console sits on the shelf all nice and snug. The last modification I'm still waiting to come in the mail is to get rid of the old power supply and use a new one that will have a USB-C port out. It'll be nice to be able to use USB-C to power the system. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed my custom Nintendo NES. I will include pictures at the end of this video that we're taking of the boards and different stages as my buddy Cliff soldered it together. Thanks to Cliff for the excellent job, as always, on fixing my systems up. Anyways, that is it for this episode. I hope you liked it. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and as always, have a good one. Take care, everybody. Until next time. Here are the pictures that I took as Cliff was hard at work building the perfect Nintendo NES. As you can see, you have to know quite a bit about soldering or find someone who does. I can say it was worth all the work. My friend did a fantastic job. Thanks again to Cliff for always hooking me up. The Nintendo NES was the first system that I bought with my own money. My grandfather made me save money to buy it so I would appreciate and take care of it more. I have lots of nostalgic memories of this system. Good times. Cliff is cutting the shell's bottom cover so I can access the expansion port for the hub. Wow, looks great on the TV. A special thanks goes out to Laser Bear Industries for the multi-out port designed by Voultar, Retro Game Restore for the Nintendo NES Clear Console Shell, Rocker Gaming and Blue Shell for the Nintendo Drawer, Retro Time and Jacques Gagnon for the NES Hub, Laser Bear Industries for the Nintendo NES Feet, HD Retrovision for the Super Nintendo YPBPR component cables, and a special thanks goes out to Cliff for putting it all together.
Anyways, as you can see, the Nintendo NES is my favorite system because this is a system that I purchased with my own money. I was about 12 or 13 when I purchased it. My grandfather made me save money to buy it, so I'd appreciate it more, and I did, and I really loved the system, loved the games. It was definitely a big step coming from the Atari generation, moving up into the Nintendo generation, and really loved it, and continue to show my love for this system by customizing this Nintendo NES. So anyways, that is it for the Nostalgic Fix. I hope you liked it, and hopefully you can build your own custom system. It's not too hard really to do. You just have to find someone to solder, unless you have the skills to do it yourself. But if you really love a system, it's good to give it a fresh coat of paint, make it new, and really enjoy the games that you grew up with and loved.
Before I go, I want to thank each and every one of you for watching my videos, commenting, liking, and subscribing. You are all awesome.